So God created humankind in God's own image, he did. And God did. In the image of God they were created. And God saw that it was good. As humans looked around, God saw help in the plants, saw help in the sunrise, and saw help where the sun set. And so they first called God the sum of all gods, Elohim. And God realized that help was needed to build a relationship between God and all of creation. God put the message on people's hearts. God needs our help. Will you say it with me? God needs our help. Oh, 'tis glad to hear that. So God recognized our needing more and sent one out who led them out of enslavement, Moses himself. And he gave Moses 10 commandments. And when asked, what do I call you? God said, now we have a personal relationship, not just God and everything, but God all over. And so you call me I am. God saw that the help was good, but God also recognized that God needed our help. God needs our help. Will you say it with me? God needs our help. And to help us further, God inspired the words that came from the prophets. Ezekiel says, I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. You see, the words continue to inspire. God needs our help. God needs our help. While we struggle to provide help in achieving God's plan, God sent another messenger, the Anointed One, Jesus, who brought us the message, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with thy mind, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You see, God needs our help. Will you say it with me? God needs our help. Well then, years later, people sought a new home. However, they, like the Israelites, pushed out the Canaanites from the promised land. They settled and pushed out the indigenous people. God needs our help. Let us acknowledge where we stand with the land acknowledgement that's in your bulletin. We, the Congregational Church of the Peninsula, acknowledge that our sanctuary sits on the unceded ancestral homeland of the Ramaytush Ohlone, who are the original peoples of the San Francisco Peninsula. We recognize that we benefit from living and working on their traditional homeland, and we affirm their sovereign rights as people. And so God inspired those early people, the pilgrims that settled this land. And we read in Thomas Jefferson's words in the contemporary lesson, and what followed was the crafting of a magnificent document of possibility and protection, while men were the voters and the signers, men with property. We recognize that there were women who influenced the decisions. After the adoption of the Constitution, Elizabeth Willing Powell asked Benjamin Franklin, well, doctor, have we got a republic or a monarchy? And Franklin famously replied, a republic, if we can keep it. In later decades, Powell did not specifically recall that question, but Franklin's answer, she noted, I will remember to have had frequent conversations about that Constitution in the homes where we all visited. Washington attended various lectures by Eliza Harriet, and noted in his diary that the lectures were tolerable. And later he purchased 3 books that she recommended and loved. God saw that it was good, but also saw that it was not sufficient. The words came from the founders, God needs our help. God needs our help. And they added the First Amendments, the Bill of Rights. Well, this nation was not done yet. There were enslaved peoples. There were second-class citizens. Once again, God sent the message, God needs our help. And honest Abe Lincoln set the stage for change. He made the Emancipation Proclamation, but that only freed people in the Confederate States. So Abe Lincoln pushed the Union to pass the 13th Amendment, and the abolished slavery and involuntary servitude, and the 14th Amendment that granted citizenship to all who were born here or naturalized in the U.S., including formerly enslaved people, and prohibited states from infringing upon citizens' rights and liberties, including due process of law and equal protection under the law. Well, many years later, a movement was born, the Boy Scouts, and it came to America, and it created a method of passage, doing good turns for others, swimming to provide safety for oneself, first aid, bleeding, breathing, shock, so that they might be helpful to others, cooking and camping so that they might be able to do things for themselves under challenging situations. God saw that it was good. But oh, God saw that something was missing, and the words once again rang out from the hearts of the people, God needs our help. Scouting America then was born. God reminded us of how well we all need to reflect on the merit badges that they earn. Citizenship in the nation. A requirement was to understand, and is, to understand the 6 functions of the Constitution. Order to form a more perfect union, we establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, and promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We do ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States of America. And another requirement, understanding the brilliance of the founders, with God's help, that we needed to protect ourselves from ourselves. The badge requirement says, name the 3 branches of the federal government and explain their functions. Explain how citizens are involved in each branch. For each branch of the government, we have the legislative branch to make laws, the executive branch to enforce laws, and the judicial branch to interpret laws. Checks and balances. So this week, as we celebrate not the 4th of July, but Independence Day and all the possibilities of helping all thrive, we need to walk away today with these words, God needs our help. God needs our help. And what kind of help might it be? Well, perhaps it might be as simple as doing some kind of act of kindness. We show this periodically on Sunday nights, and so we want to leave this as a message to you, where we're saying together, God needs our help. Will you show that video, my friends?